The Story of Cupid and Psyche. This story was written down by a Roman writer, but it's probably based on Greek sources. In this version, we've used the Greek names for gods except one, Cupid. Most people know Cupid as the archer of love. In this myth, a beautiful young woman named Psyche gets tangled up in a web of intrigue created by a jealous goddess, Aphrodite, and her son, Cupid. Before the story ends, Cupid's famous arrows will come into play, along with some nice ants, mean sheep with golden wool, and a box that easily could be nicknamed Pandora.
Welcome to Mount Olympus. I am Zeus and I'll be your host today. As top god here, I can assure you that we gods are very, very powerful. But we also have our share of quirks. Some of us have been known to be silly, angry, and just downright jealous of you humans.
Not me. No human could ever be as beautiful and popular as I am. And if anyone ever tried, they'd be in big trouble.
See what I mean? Now today I want to tell you a story of a young woman named Psyche who had the sad luck to be more beautiful than...
What?
I mean almost as beautiful than Aphrodite over here. It's a story with lots of twists and turns, so stick close with me. When Psyche was born, her parents couldn't believe what a cute baby she was. Later on, as she grew up, everyone admires Psyche's amazing beauty. Everyone, that is, except her sisters.
What's she got that I haven't got? Why should so many men have crushes on her when clearly I'm more sophisticated and elegant?
And what about me? I don't deserve to be in the shadow of our little sister either. What makes her think she's so great?
But Psyche didn't have a swelled head from all the attention. When suitors came from all over Greece to ask her to marry her, she could hardly be bothered.
Do these guys always have to follow me wherever I go? I can't even go down to the well without being followed by 10 of them. I wish they would just go away.
Aphrodite couldn't have agreed more with Psyche's wish. She knew the men following Psyche around had forgotten all about her and her need to worship.
If there's one thing I can't stand, it's a human who's competing with the gods. Where's that son of mine?
Right here, Mom. May I say you look stunning today?
Don't try to butter me up. I've got a job for you. I want you to take one of your little magic arrows and shoot it into Psyche. Make her fall in love with a rock or a tree or a skunk. That'll teach her a lesson.
Anything you say, Mom. I'll be back in 2 shakes of a Pegasus tail.
But when the winged archer flew to Psyche's house and got a better look at her, he had a change of heart.
She's even prettier than no. I better not say it. I can't make her fall in love with a skunk. I'll just put this arrow away and go home.
As Cupid went to put the arrow away, though, he accidentally jabbed his finger with the arrow's tip. According to the magic arrow's rules, he was now sure to fall in love with the first person he saw. That person was the beautiful human, Psyche. It was his mother's worst nightmare, but he was never going to let her know. Instead, he set out to get help from his friend Apollo, the god of the sun, and fortune teller. It wasn't long before Psyche's big stream of marriage proposals dried up, almost like magic, you might say.
Well, I guess there's some justice in the world.
We both married princes, but our darling little sister hasn't landed anyone yet. I'm all broken up about it.
Psyche's parents feared that the gods now hated their youngest daughter for some reason, so they too went to the god Apollo for help.
Their daughter's fate isn't a happy one. She's destined to be the bride of, well, a monster with wings who lives on top of a mountain. If you want the gods to be happy, you must leave her by the side of that mountain.
It wasn't true. Cupid told Apollo to say those things, but Psyche's parents didn't know that. With broken hearts, they took her to the mountainside. As night fell, Psyche fought hard to keep up her guard, but the dark and the cold were too much to stand. A deep sleep fell over her. As she slept, a gentle wind magically picked her up and carried her to a hidden valley. When she woke up, she found herself on the steps of a huge golden mansion.
What? Where am I? Hello? Anyone home? Could someone tell me whose house this is?
This is your house, Psyche, and I'm the husband of the gods have chosen for you. I love you, Psyche.
You're the monster?
Well, actually, I'm pretty okay looking, and I'm not a monster.
Then come out and let me see you.
No, I want you to love me for who I am. Not what I look like, or what my family is. I'll come visit you at night, when the house is dark. If you try to see me, all this will be ruined, and we'll have to go our separate ways.
All right, husband. I have to trust what you say.
We gods can be a little shy around humans. We prefer to be known from afar, which can be a problem if you happen to be married to a human. So the two lived quite happily in their new house. They talked all day, but Cupid didn't stop hiding himself from Psyche until night had darkened the house. Everything was going along amazingly well until Psyche began to miss her family.
Are you happy, sweet Psyche?
Yes, everything is quite lovely, but
But what? Let me know what's wrong, and I promise I'll fix it.
I want to see my sisters again. Could they come visit me here?
No! They'll ask too many questions.
But you've already promised. Is your word meaningless?
Alright, they can come. Don't tell them anything about me.
So it was arranged. Before long, well, the sisters, they were reunited.
Psyche, we thought you might be dead, but look at you, living in this house. That husband of yours must be one rich monster.
Tell all, Psyche. By the way, where is your husband? Does that monster mistreat you? He's not a monster. He's a young prince. He's away now visiting his father, the king, on important business.
And look at these jewels you have. What a collection. Hey, give it back.
Oh, my husband's been collecting jewels for years. Right now he's on an expedition to buy even more. Wait, I thought you said he was a young prince visiting his dad. Well, sort of. Collecting jewels is his hobby when he's not busy being a prince. I don't know the truth exactly. I know my husband is generous and kind, but I've never seen him.
You've never seen him?
I wish I could say the same about my husband. He won't show himself to me during the day. He says that we shouldn't worry about appearances.
Listen, sister, who says you're not married to a bloodthirsty monster? He could eat you alive at any moment. You've got to find out who he is.
Tonight, when he's asleep, sneak over to him with a lamp and get a good look.
But make sure you have a dagger in your hand. That way you can protect yourself in case he tries to attack.
Where did you get that?
I have my ways.
That night, Psyche did as her sister suggested. She tiptoed over to her husband, got her dagger ready, and then raised the lighted lamp over him.
It's Cupid? I'm married to the god of love?
Her hand started shaking. The dagger fell from her trembling fingers, and a drop of hot lamp oil fell into Cupid's shoulder.
Ow! So you didn't listen to me. And now that you see me, and well, goodbye.
No, wait, please.
In a flash, Cupid and the house were gone. Psyche found herself sitting in an empty field all alone. Realizing what she had lost, she began to cry.
Why?
Psyche wasn't the sort of person to sit around and feel sorry for herself. She searched high and low for Cupid and finally learned that he had gone back to live at his mother's house. Psyche dreaded having to speak with the great goddess of beauty, but in the end she went to the temple of Aphrodite to plead for Cupid's return.
Well, look who it is. Don't you think you've caused enough trouble already?
Please, goddess, can you tell me where my husband is?
I've got him locked up safe and sound so he can recover from that nasty burn you gave him. And besides, you are not good enough to be my son's bride anyways.
Please do not talk to me that way.
Are you willing to take a few tests to see if you deserve him?
Yes. Yes.
Fine. Here's the first test.
Aphrodite picked up her huge bags, each filled with a different kind of grain, and dumped them all over the ground.
Now pick up each piece of grain and put it back in the bag it came from, and have all the grains picked up by sundown. Got it?
Oh no, I'll never be able to get all that done. I'll never get Cupid back.
Just then, a little ant heard Psyche's cry.
Come on, fellow ants. Let's pitch in and help this poor creature.
The ants swarmed over the pile of grain. Little by little, grain by grain, they filled up the sacks. By sunset, the job was finished, much to Psyche's joy and Aphrodite's disgust.
So you did okay on the easy test.
You mean there's more?
Of course! See those lovely gold-colored sheep over there?
You mean the ones next to Zeus picking his nose?
No! Anyways, go and collect some of their pure gold wool and bring it back to me. But don't get too badly gored while their wicked horns while you're out there.
Psyche set out toward the sheep's meadow. Scissors in her hand, she just was about to chase after a little lamb to give it a haircut when she heard a voice.
Don't try it, kid.
Who said that?
Me down here sticking out the water by your left foot.
A reed?
You know, tall grass, little shallow water, that's me.
Tall grass is trying to tell me what I should do?
Those golden sheep will tell you apart in the second that you try to go near them.
Then how am I supposed to get some of their wool?
They've been running through some brambles. When they're sleeping, run up to those thorn bushes and collect the bits of wool they left hanging there. That way you'll get your wool without getting stuck.
Thanks for the tip. I'll be more careful about where I walk from now on.
Aphrodite was furious when Psyche returned with the golden wool. She gave the young beauty more horrible tasks to complete, but each time some plant or animal took pity on Psyche and lent her a hand. Finally, Aphrodite gave her an empty box.
Here is your final task. Take this box down to the Queen of the Underworld and bring me back some of her beauty.
Persephone, as you may know, is the queen of the underworld, the place where all the dead go. It's not a place for live people, that's for sure. Well, Psyche managed to get by all the fierce and terrible guards down there and into the court of the queen. She even convinced the queen to give up some of her beauty. Then the trouble started.
I wonder what Persephone's beauty secret is. Maybe it could help me since these horrible assignments Aphrodite's been giving me have been really hard on my skin. Help! Help! I can't breathe!
My mother knows how to lock a door, but she doesn't know how to lock a window. I'm coming, Psyche. And just what has my mother been making you do?
It's a long story.
As soon as Cupid heard how much Psyche had done to try and win him back, his love for her grew even deeper. As soon as he could, he brought her up to me, Zeus, to ask for a special favor.
Oh, King of the gods, please make my bride a god like the rest of us. I want her not only to be my bride, but also my partner. She can help me with all the young lovers out there in the world.
So I said, so be it, and gave Psyche a golden cup of nectar. That night, Olympus thundered and shook as they danced the night away. And as for Aphrodite, she couldn't deny not having Cupid have a goddess as a wife. And they lived happily ever after.